Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here, and I'm very excited to be connecting with you today. I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Saturday, Sunday and Monday. So while you're coming over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Saturday the 14th of October here, and the time is exactly 9:09 a.m. So welcome. I trust this video finds you well, and that you're having a reasonably good flow. It's been very intense, as was predicted in the last video. So if you had an intense couple of days or few days or latter part of the week, or maybe an intense month or year, you might find the video that I've just done prior to this helpful to support your moving through. I found myself quite often thinking back to that video of the last one to help support the intensity and moving through things, because when things build up and things get very intense in our life, there's like a part of us that we want to move on from it, but there's a part of us that keeps it in play because of our fear perhaps of moving forward or moving through the issue or whatever's presented and whatever's loud. So the best gift we could give ourselves really is to face whatever it is and move through it. And I found the video very supportive for that, and maybe you did also. Good morning, Aletha, Althea, Aletha, I think. Good morning, and Tina, and Kyle, and Becky. Hello, hello. So, if you're new to watching, welcome. Please let us know if you are new so we can welcome you. What I'll be doing is using my Oracle cards. These are 2 decks I've created, and they've been combined to make a 110 card deck. We've got Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, which are mainly animals, and the Speed of Light Oracle, which are a mix of all different things, and they've been combined here. So I'll use this combined deck to find the best card for Saturday, and then the best card for Sunday and Monday, and then the theme for those 3 days. So take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. And let's see what comes up for our guidance for these next few days. So the best card for Saturday the 14th of October for the majority of us is this card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's risk-taking, card 27. It says Journey, Unknown, Beginnings and Confidence. This is about taking a risk and following our heart on Saturday. So this is very much, especially looking at the 3 days prior, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the guidance that came up for that, which, as I said, was very intense, as you know if you watched it. I feel like this card is very much about moving out of that and moving sort of out of our comfort zone now, and using whatever it is that we recognised or are in the process of understanding, perhaps if we haven't quite figured it out yet, from these intense few days, that we are in the process of working out how to push through and push past those fears and issues and insecurities that may have been surfacing over these last few days. So this is very much about out of our comfort zone now and finding strength and confidence to step into something new, to take that risk and follow our heart. So the risk is stepping into a new beginning. It could be a new attitude or a new behaviour, a new way of seeing or perceiving ourselves or others or aspects of the world. If we've had fear and issues that have been coming up lately, then that sort of taints or skews how we see or how we perceive ourselves, others, and the world, potentially. So if we're shifting issues that have been skewing our viewpoint and our vision of things and people and life itself, if we're shifting out of that, then we're shifting into then a new way of seeing, a new way of perceiving. And this is what's so powerful about self-healing, and especially dealing with the intensity of things like we have the last few days, like most of us have, is that it shifts us. So as we shift, as we let ourselves improve, as we clear our fear and issues and insecurities and the things that have been holding us back and keeping us small, as we change those things, we start seeing things and perceiving the world differently. So then we might find this surge of courage coming in for Saturday, a surge of courage where we feel perhaps ready and willing and ready and willing, nothing else is really coming to mind, to take that risk and to have a go and to see what happens and go from there. And it's not about whether we succeed or fail, potentially. It's about the journey getting towards wherever it is that we want to go, or wherever it is that this path is taking us. So this is about direction, it's journey, it's movement in our life, it's our life's path. And taking that risk now and following our heart, that it's up to us, really. Good morning everybody. It's so lovely to see you here. Okay, let's grab our best card for Sunday, the 15th of October. And the best card for Sunday for the majority of us is this Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Speaking of direction, we're still going in that direction because we have the Stag, card 42. And it literally says new direction, which is really aligned with the risk-taking card that I've just been talking about. This is also about our life's path. This is about our direction and where our path is taking us. We might find some of us, especially if we've been shifting a lot of stuff these last couple of days, that we may be slightly adjusting or even largely adjusting our direction. And where our path is taking us may have taken a bit of a shift or an adjustment. It may have taken a big shift in direction, like we're almost going in the opposite direction now than we were, say, a week ago. Some of us may have just adjusted our direction and our path just ever so slightly. But the ever so slight shift to our path also has quite, I want to say, like big consequences and potentials and opportunities that could come about from just that tiny little shift in our attitude or our behaviour. Can shift things quite a great deal in a really positive way. So this card is about trusting our instincts. I see the stag's antlers here like antenna, which is like really tuning into our intuition and our instincts and where we feel and where we sense is best to go with our path. It's a bit like a satellite dish, you know, like feeling or moving until it gets the best signal. So where is the best signal? As we are in this present moment and as we kind of turn and sense and expand our horizons perhaps and get a sense of the bigger picture. And maybe it's not necessarily, especially on Sunday, about the action. Maybe it's about the stopping and just sensing. And if we did have if our intuition was a satellite dish, if we stop and stand still for a moment just to contemplate and really consider the direction that we're going or where we find ourselves in our life, and take some time to just really get a sense of things. It may even help, you know, to journal write and get a sense of what potentials are available to me now. Which path could I take? Which decision could I make? And really sense which area or which way you face gives you the strongest signal if you had a satellite dish for your intuition. So which gives you the strongest signal, and can you trust then in moving forward and following that strongest signal forward? So this sort of suggests too that there may be signs that are revealing themselves as we lead up to Sunday. They could already be showing up Saturday and prior. The signs, the signposts that are also pointing in that direction, that we're sort of moving the satellite dish to find the best reception, the best sound, the clearest, loudest signal that we can pick up. I feel like that's connected likely with signs as well. So let's notice the signs and the synchronicities, and that there's no accidents here, no coincidences, that if we happen to overhear a conversation or things seem to line up with what we've been thinking, then let's prick our ears up and really pay attention to those things, to the signs. So a new direction is preparing to open up for us on Sunday. So Saturday is very much then about taking a risk and following our heart. So that implies stepping out of our comfort zone to try something new, or at least consider trying something new. Sunday feels like we're kind of considering our options and considering which way to go and which path to take. So this is probably very applicable for those of us who have a decision to make for our future. And maybe some of us too are really still feeling on what we want to do for 2024 in some aspects of our life. And for some of us, we haven't really been able to make a decision for the last couple of months. And we're just sort of riding the wave. Should we do this or should we do that? Should we start this? Should we finish this? Or should we continue this? And there's this sort of energy hovering around for a little bit. So, okay, so that's Saturday and Sunday. Let's move to Monday. Welcome, everybody. It's so good to see you, and thank you. And wow, 35 live views. This is like some record in the last couple of years. Well, actually, no, because like 2 years ago, I had like 70 live views for the most part. And I thought that was few because I used to have about 500. And then Facebook started suppressing. So it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. And please interact, because Facebook seems to think that people like watching things if they interact. Okay, Monday, the 16th of October. So the best card for the majority of us for Monday is another Speed of Light Oracle card. And we have the Persistence card, the Owl. So this is card 47. And it says patience, solution, question, answer, and night. This is about being patient and persistent, especially on Monday, but throughout these next couple of days. So that means that now is not the time to give up. So that's interesting, isn't it? Because we've got this kind of forward momentum that wants to pull us forward, this direction, this life's path, consideration, getting on track, that sort of feeling. And this card coming in suggests that some of us, especially by the time we get to Monday, might feel like we just have had enough of it. Like maybe we haven't fully resolved our issues that have been surfacing last week or the last few days, for example. Or maybe we're feeling a bit low about ourselves and we're uncertain. Maybe we've been overthinking instead of contemplating our new direction and what gives us a stronger signal on Sunday. Maybe we've been overthinking, and overthinking can turn into talking ourselves out of something. So this is probably something to be really careful of and aware of over the weekend, and especially as we lead into Monday, that we're not thinking so much that we're thinking us and talking ourselves out of whatever this risk is and stepping out of our comfort zone and whatever this new aspect of our path is that calls us. So let's be patient with ourselves. Things probably won't happen overnight, and that doesn't mean that we shouldn't proceed. Sometimes we need to get all our ducks in a row. Sometimes we need to prepare. Sometimes we need to tie up and close old doors first before the new door can open. So, there are things to do. It requires patience and it requires persistence. But certainly let's not use that as a way to again give up and again say, no, I'm not going to go on this new adventure. A new adventure is calling us. And a part of us, a lower part of ourselves that maybe is scared of that adventure and that change, may try and talk ourselves out of it. May try and talk us out of it. So let's just remember not to give up, but be patient and be persistent and really consider what it is that we want to do, but don't consider so much that we end up talking ourselves out of it. So that's the card for Monday. Persistence. And a solution. This is a solution-orientated card. It brings answers, it brings clarity, it brings solution. If we give up, we're not going to get the clarity or the solution or the answer. If we can just persist and be patient and push a little longer, then the solution, the answer, the clarity comes. So let's not give up just before we're about to get to the breakthrough. So there are our cards for Saturday, Sunday and Monday, the 14th, 15th and 16th of October. I'm going to pull a theme card. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video and you've got something even small out of it, then please interact. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And again, if you'd like to connect more privately, don't hesitate to send us a message through our website. If you'd like to learn more about me, my cards, the work I do here at Temple of Balance, if you resonate with my way and my approach to things, then you might find something helpful on my website. So please visit templeofbalance.com.au to learn more about Temple of Balance. Okay, let's grab the best theme card. The theme card will help bring these 3 days together and help us see the bigger picture for this weekend, really, up till Monday, approximately. But just the general feel for this time period. You know, it's quite difficult to predict time. So I've noticed a few comments in the last week or so with people saying things like, Thursday's message wasn't for Thursday, it was for Wednesday. So that seemed to make it wrong. Like when you have a soul reading with me, I always let you know that even though I'll talk about timing and dates and things, it is general and approximate. It's really hard to predict time because I find it depends on how fast or how slow we move through things. So it's usually a general feeling, and the times and the days that I'm saying are approximate. If you tell me that Thursday's thing happened on Wednesday and that was a fail for the reading and the guidance, then no, that's actually not a fail, because the most important information, the thing that has the most weight in what I'm sharing here is the information. It's not the day. So don't feel that, oh, you have to wait to Monday to be patient and persistent. You can do that now. You might feel like giving up on Saturday. It doesn't make it all irrelevant. It's all related. So try not to put too much weight or think that the days are carved in stone. It's really difficult to predict timing. So it usually depends how fast or slow we move through something. So it's usually an energy, and I can sort of feel where things are flowing, and I can give approximate dates, but don't be fixed on the day and the timing. Just as a little message in there to let you know if you sort of feel like you put a lot of weight in the days. The days aren't the most important. It's the information. The information is important. The days are a guide. So with that in mind, let's look for the best theme card for the bigger picture for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the 14th, 15th, 16th of October for the majority of us. Is this? It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. You know, I was waiting for this card to come up. I could feel this card probably later last week, and I thought, oh, I haven't seen that card for a while. And so I'm not surprised at all that this card has come up. It's called Floating. It's card 12, and it says spontaneous, calling, mental break, and escape. Okay, so this is about taking a break from our everyday life stuff over these next couple of days. And some of us may have already been doing this. Some of us may be thinking about doing this for the days and weeks to follow. But there is this sense that it's like when overwhelm kicks in. And when overwhelm kicks in, it's a sure sign that we need a break, a short break, just to reset ourselves, get perspective again, and then come back energized into the situation or our life itself if we've been feeling overwhelmed, just to sort of recalibrate ourselves in some way. It's similar to that. And if life has been getting mundane, if life has been stressful, if you've been overwhelmed, if you're struggling to see the forest from the trees and things are just so close, and you're struggling to see the bigger picture, then some of us may find over the next couple of days, over this weekend, that it might be helpful for us to take a break. And for some of us, it might be spontaneous. but for some of us it won't be. We might actually plan, all right, I'm taking Saturday off, or whatever it might be, or the afternoon off, or I'm going for a drive in the country, or I'm going to visit a family or a friend. There might be this kind of need that we might not be able to really explain, but we just have this kind of pull that we want to get away and get out of our everyday environment and space. So if we have that urge and we trust that and we're able to, we might find that it brings us back into our environment refreshed. So if you need a fresh perspective, if things have been dull or stressful and there's just too much happening around the home and you can't really balance yourself there right now, maybe you need to step away for a short amount of time to get perspective. So sometimes that distance gives us perspective. Like the example I use with this card is several years ago when I was having quite a stressful time and things just wasn't working at the time, and I thought, right, I'm going to go for a day trip and visit my grandmother. She was probably about 90 at the time, and she was a good 4 hours drive away one way, and I was just doing a day trip. So I had a big long drive in the car, and I got to my grandmother's feeling a little bit better, but still not fantastic. And she was in a really low space because she just lost a good friend. And then I thought, wow, you know, being in your 90s and everyone around you is kind of passing away, or your siblings and friends, and you know how difficult that must be. And then that made me see that actually my problems weren't that big of a deal. And so spending time and supporting her helped actually support me. And I came back then after my drive home really refreshed and with a new perspective on things that I was just getting too bogged down with at the time. So it's that sort of energy that we might find we need this weekend. Some of us may need it, some of us may not. But taking a mental break to come back with a new perspective. There's not much grounding in this card, so it suggests that we may have become quite mentally focused or obsessed with something like stress or depression that also may be playing out here for us to consider really stepping away and taking a break from. So detaching from our everyday space, getting a new perspective and coming back refreshed. And we tend to automatically come back refreshed. There's probably not much really we need to do unless we want to focus on that to actually come back refreshed. It seems to naturally happen when we need to take a break like this. So do you need to take a break if things have been getting too much? Are you bogged down with life? Are you under pressure? Are you stressed? Are you bored? Are things feeling mundane and lonely for you? Maybe take a break, step away, go for a walk, step out into nature, take a drive, visit someone, and you might find that really helpful. So see how you go with that. But that's floating. Take a mental break over these next couple of days as our theme. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great weekend and a great few days. I'll be back on Tuesday with our next bunch of guidance for however many days. I have to look on my schedule and see. I will be in on Monday the 16th for our Pillar of Light private healing event. So I look forward to connecting with my members then. And please visit my website if you'd like to learn more about what I do. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.